Hey everyone, welcome and thanks for tuning in. If you're new here, we'd love it if you like and subscribe to the channel. As their leaders often say, Iran has once again shown that it won't back down, not even if attacked by the United States, after the U.S. reportedly deployed its B-2 Spirit bomber to target nuclear facilities in Tehran. Iran didn't stay silent. It immediately launched a retaliatory strike on the largest U.S. military base in Qatar. Amid the chaos following Tehran's response to the U.S. actions, President Donald Trump suddenly announced that Iran and Israel had agreed to a ceasefire. But Iran flatly denied that any such agreement existed. This, of course, raises the question, why did President Trump lie? Was he trying to stop Iran from continuing to target U.S. bases in the region? It all started when Iran's Revolutionary Guard announced on Monday that it had launched a powerful missile attack on Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, and from a fairly close range too. It wasn't really hard for Iran to target the base, which houses at least 10,000 American troops. This attack sent a clear message to President Trump. Iran isn't afraid of American aggression. Even though the attack was bold, aimed at the largest U.S. airbase in the region, Qatar reported that its air defense systems managed to intercept the Iranian strike, minimizing the damage and casualties. According to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, the attack was meant as a warning to the White House and its allies. Iran won't tolerate any threats to its territorial integrity or national security, under any circumstances. Interestingly, the attack didn't cause any casualties or major damage. And despite it happening on Qatari soil, Iran made sure not to harm its friendly relationship with Doha. The missiles were aimed away from residential areas, and Iran insisted that the strike posed no threat to the Qatari state. You should know that Al Udeid Air Base, located in the desert southwest of Doha, serves as a command center for U.S. air operations in the region. It's a massive strategic asset, spanning 24 hectares, and a key symbol of America's military power in the Middle East. It's not just a base that holds over 10,000 troops, it's a centerpiece of U.S. influence in the region. Then came President Trump's shocking statement. In a social media post, he claimed that Iran and Israel had agreed to a ceasefire, something no one had heard about before. In another post, he added that both Iran and Israel had contacted him at the same time, wanting to make peace. That made it sound like both countries suddenly wanted to stop fighting. But the truth on the ground told a different story. Israel didn't even respond to Trump's claim, and Iran outright denied any talk of a ceasefire. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi publicly dismissed the idea, saying there was no ceasefire agreement between Iran and Israel. So was Trump just making it all up? Was he trying to show that his foreign policy had succeeded in ending the conflict in the Middle East? There's a lot of speculation that Trump never expected Iran to actually go through with an airstrike on a U.S. base in Qatar. He probably thought that after bombing Iran's nuclear facilities, they'd come crawling to the White House asking for forgiveness. But the opposite happened. Iran made it clear it would respond to any aggression on its sovereign territory. What's likely worrying Trump even more is Iran's move to potentially close the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow waterway in the Persian Gulf carries about a quarter of the world's seaborne oil trade. If Iran were to block access for oil and gas tankers headed to China, Europe, and other major energy-consuming regions, oil prices could skyrocket, and that could destabilize the global economy. That would be a nightmare scenario for President Trump, and possibly the perfect excuse for those trying to impeach him. Besides President Trump, there's probably a lot of concern inside the White House that Iran might go after more U.S. military bases in the region. The U.S. currently has military installations in at least 19 locations, and 8 of them are considered permanent, according to regional analysts. These bases are some of the largest in the Middle East, including in Bahrain, Egypt, Iraq, Israel, Jordan, Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Syria, and the UAE. In addition to those, the U.S. military also operates large bases in Djibouti and Turkey. While those aren't part of the main Middle Eastern command structure, they still play a big role in U.S. operations across the region. One key base is in Bahrain, the U.S. Navy's Naval Support Activity Bahrain, sometimes called the Navios Fleet Base. As the name suggests, it's a major naval base used by the US to monitor activity in the Persian Gulf. It houses about 9,000 personnel, along with aircraft carriers and amphibious assault ships. This base plays a critical role in watching over the waters near Iran. But here's the thing. If Iran really wanted to, it wouldn't be that hard for them to strike this naval base, especially given how close it is to Iranian territory. Iran could also target several US facilities in Kuwait, particularly Camp Arifjan, which is home to the US Army Central. Nearby is Ali al-Salam Air Base, used by CENTCOM as a main logistics and air transport hub. The 386th Air Expeditionary Wing operates there, serving as a key launch point for US and Allied air power in the region. The airbase's capabilities include MQ-9 Reaper drones, as well as other transport and combat aircraft. Another potential target in the event of Iranian retaliation is Al Dhafra Air Base, located just south of Abu Dhabi in the UAE. A strike there would be a serious blow to the US, since the base hosts the 380th Air Expeditionary Wing, which includes 10 squadrons of manned and unmanned aircraft, like the MQ-9 Reaper, and is jointly used by the UAE Air Force. It's a major operational hub for US forces in the region. In Iraq, the Al-Assad and Erbil air bases would also be vulnerable, given how close Iraq is to Iran. If either base were hit, President Trump would definitely come under fire for escalating the situation. Losing a base like the one in Baghdad would be a massive setback. The US has around 2,500 troops and military contractors stationed there. Iran might also launch attacks on northern Iraq and the western deserts of Saudi Arabia, where the Prince Sultan Air Base is located. This base houses the 378th Air Expeditionary Wing, supporting about 2,200 US personnel. It also includes Patriot missile defense systems and high-altitude missile defenses, making it a prime strategic target for Iran. The base is also reported to support a variety of military assets, including aerial refueling aircraft and fighter jets, which are regularly rotated through the region. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to S News, like the video, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more